Give the gift of a delicious burger from Bulldog Burger, a soup and sandwich from Sweet Pepper's Deli, appetizers and cocktails from The Grill, or even a wood-fired steak from Harvey's. Choice is the perfect gift. An all-in-one gift card from Eat With Us.
When choosing a dentist for our family, Tupelo Smiles was the answer for us. They greet us with warm smiles right when we walk in the door, and they make us feel so welcome. We love Tupelo Smiles.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Merry Christmas, officially heading into our holiday season. I mean, it is literally around the corner, 2 hours away, and we have quite the good forecast heading into our Christmas holiday. Let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Gabe, and the start of our Christmas, unfortunately, trending a little bit foggy. Then one foggy Christmas Eve is the saying, and that is fitting for North Mississippi heading into our Christmas. So Rudolph, shine that light so bright because Santa needs you to guide his sleigh tonight. As we take a look at that second headline, no white Christmas this year. I know, obvious, right? With how warm things are, that's really the big story that I wanted to say was things are just going to trend warmer into your Christmas. Beyond that though, 2026, I know it's a long one, brings new opportunities and a new forecast. Talking about cooler, colder conditions as we ring in 2026. So excited to bring in that new year and of course those new opportunities that come with it. The first 12, there you're getting a look at those foggy conditions pushing in overnight, 11 p.m., 60 degrees, only falling off to around the mid to upper 50s overnight, but that fog settling in, that's what acts as a blanket in our atmosphere, allowing for those temperatures to not cool off too much. So that's why we're not expecting anything too cold for your Christmas morning. And it's unfortunate, I know this is about to be my bias coming into play. I don't know, I feel like Christmas needs to be cold because then it just, I don't know, adds to the vibes, right? But not going to be the case this year. 2025 actually trending near the record side of things. Track those records earlier on at the 6 o'clock hour and even at for December 25th, trending in that same way. 59 degrees in Macon right now. That wind, 0 miles an hour. So I know it's dark, but if it were a little bit of light, we'd be able to see that fog already starting to form a bit in Noxubee County. But nonetheless, it's a dry start or dry evening. So Santa enjoying those conditions for sure. Pontotoc, 57, dew point 55 degrees. Even 3 miles an hour helps clear out a little bit of that fog coverage, but we do expect that to gradually build overnight, especially as those winds basically drop to pretty much nothing. Fulton, Itawamba County, even out there on 22 and Highway 25, trending in that same direction with some fog starting to form into those overnight hours. You see on these lights how you get that haze? That shows you how much moisture is in the air. So if all of that allows it to sit right on top of the ground, well then we get some fog to form as a result. So not an impossibility that a good bit of us see that into those morning commutes, but if we sleep in a little bit, maybe start present opening a little bit later, then that fog will burn on out and we'll be good to go. Our Mississippi Live Weather radar staying on the drier side as it has been for several days now, but encompassing your entire Christmas Eve has been a great day all the way around, especially whenever it comes to what is going on up in the skies. So hopefully you got out to enjoy it. Hopefully you got those last minute Christmas gifts done because at this point, well, you're out of luck because Christmas is in literally 2 hours. But temperature-wise, that's been a big part of this forecast that I feel like some people have appreciated and others have been disappointed in. Because if we look around the area, some of those temperatures that are pulling up, we have 62 Oxford, 61 Tupelo, 58 Grenada, 61 Cleveland, and 61 right around Louisville. If we line that up with those dew points, you can see how saturated this environment is with dew points in the upper 50s, low 60s, lining up pretty well with those temperatures. And that shows you that there is moisture for sure in the air, whether it's in rain or whether it's just in that fog. And that fog is actually going to be the big story for the start of our Thursday, the start of our Christmas morning. Seeing a bit of that fog already starting to form. Patchy coverage up on the northern half of our area, but down south seeing it really start to build towards Kosciuszko, Louisville, and Macon, as you can see right there with some of our satellite imagery. But we do expect that to build into the rest of North Mississippi into those overnight hours. All right, let's expand things out. Surface analysis showing those dry conditions overhead. Big part of that, high pressure. So as Santa makes his way into the United States overnight, because, you know, it's our time to be at night. Everywhere else is pretty much at Christmas at this point. So as he's making his way across the United States, he's really enjoying a good forecast, especially in the southeast with high pressure remaining overhead. So he's excited to get here to Mississippi, enjoying the Magnolia State and he's probably doing so in shorts and a t-shirt just because of how warm things are. So definitely don't need that Santa suit to stay warm tonight. Santa, of course, enjoying what he's seeing. Now, as we get into our overnight hours, you can see a large batch of that moisture out there towards Columbus, Ohio, and Lexington, Kentucky. Over here in North Mississippi, we're continuing to stay on the drier side due to this dome of high pressure right overhead. Now, since that high pressure center is right over the top of us, those winds not going to be nearly as strong. That gradient wind that we normally see could be a little bit gusty. Not what happens whenever it's in the same state as us here in Mississippi. So with that being said, no wind means that fog is going to be forming easily overnight, and that morning commute going to be highlighted by that as well. Now, as we head through the rest of the morning, the big fortunate thing is the fact that sunshine does come out, burns up that little bit of fog that we are seeing, and makes way for those drier and even potentially sunny skies by the afternoon, continuing that into our mid-afternoon. So it's looking like a great forecast for your Christmas, and those breezes are coming back. So I think that fog not going to be as much of a focal point moving into our Friday. Now, looking at that entirety of our next 24, really needs to say your Christmas day, 6 a.m., 56 degrees with that foggy start, but by the time we get towards that afternoon forecast, 72 by noon, 76 as we get towards that peak heating on your Christmas afternoon. So definitely a gift that we are grateful for here in North Mississippi. The fact that we're not going to be shivering the entire day, yeah, definitely need to look at it from an optimistic point of view. Things could be worse. We're going to take what we can right now, and that is that warmer air here in the Magnolia State. All right, coming up in the next 60, what are we going to be talking about? Well, we'll be discussing latest details on that forecast, how that new year brings a new forecast and new opportunities. We'll be breaking down that forecast in its entirety, also assessing Christmas in a bit more detail for what you need to know as you open those gifts and head out to see family and friends. We'll have all of that here live from the Room to Room Weather Center for Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Over 2,000 years ago, the message from the angels to the shepherds still remains true today. Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be for all people. For unto you is born this day, in the city of David, a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. Fear not. The Room to Room family wishes you a very Merry Christmas and a joyful and peaceful Happy New Year.
As a bankruptcy firm, Mitchell, Cunningham & Bowling realizes many people are worried about their finances. We're here to guide you through the next steps to restart your life with easy video appointments. New clients don't have to leave home to get information about becoming debt-free. Also, convenient in-office appointments are available at the low cost of $340 upfront for a Chapter 13. You can be on your way to being debt-free. Contact Mitchell, Cunningham & Bowling today or visit our website at mcdebtfree.com. We are here to help you.
If you're a family of 4, 5,
or 6, 7,
Merry Christmas from Mississippi Live Weather.
That was good.
I think that was the one.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, you guys didn't do it.
No, we didn't.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Well, welcome back in here to the Room to Room Weather Center. It is a phenomenal Christmas Eve heading into our phenomenal Christmas day. Just a great forecast all the way around, and of course being highlighted by those warm temperatures. So 57 degrees by 7, climbing into the mid-70s by the afternoon, and not a drop of rain in sight. Yeah, that's a Christmas wish that I definitely had on my list, and I'm grateful that it's getting to happen for our Christmas Day plans. Merry Christmas to everybody in North Mississippi. I hope that you guys are excited for your holiday plans, whether that's going to see family and friends, opening some presents, enjoying some good food. Either way, we always got to remember the reason for the season, and that is, of course, the birth of baby Jesus. So we're always grateful for that, and the greatest gift that we could definitely ask for, and I hope that you guys do have a Merry Christmas. I just wanted to be the first to say that. All right, let's go ahead and continue with this forecast. First off, getting a look outside, and we are seeing some great sights there in Amory, but you do see what's starting to form there on the horizon. That is that fog already starting to pull up there on those trees, and of course, transpiration helping with that, but also what's helping with that is the 0-mile-an-hour winds, the lack of winds, should I say. That's allowing for that moisture to settle, and whenever it settles, that's where we get some of that patchy fog to form, especially with how mild things are sitting right now in North Mississippi. Not just over in Monroe County, Crenshaw getting a little bit of that as well. Those hazy conditions on that tree line, 63 degrees, dew points at 57, but not as much fog is forming, and that's due to those winds about 6 miles an hour out of the southwest. So things definitely could be worse. potentially could get worse, but we just need to make sure to have those low beams on for any of those late night plans. But always a good sight and a welcome sight seeing those stars in the sky. All right, Starkville tonight. It's calm as I've seen it. Students out of town, and of course, Christmas settling in. Kids probably falling asleep already, so Santa can come into town. Of course, Santa won't bring those presents if we don't go to sleep, kids. So I'll wrap it up here pretty quick so you can head to bed. But yeah, definitely make sure to do so. 57 degrees Starkville, still a very saturated environment. So meteorologist Caleb Edelblut and family probably going to be tracking a few of those foggy starts as well. Now, visibility not exactly showing up on our gradient there at the top, but what we are getting are these numbers that are starting to fall just a bit. So Amory, we talked about some fog forming out there in Monroe County, showing a limited visibility as this point, and same thing around Columbus with about 5 miles of visibility. Now that number could continue to drop. We do expect others to follow suit just because of that fog just now starting to form, starting to build, and become a little bit more dense as we get towards that morning commute. So Mississippi Live Weather Radar, what are we tracking? Dry conditions still overhead, going to be a great forecast overnight. Don't have to worry about any rumbles of thunder, any rainfall. That's a good forecast. But temperature-wise, that continues to be the abnormality in what we're experiencing in North Mississippi. 60 degrees Pontotoc, Tupelo, 57 Eupora, West Point, 60 around Macon, and 58 Kosciuszko. We're also seeing 59 Hollandale, Greenwood, 61 Shelby, and 63 Hernando and Batesville. Expanding this out, you can see that the entire Southeast, I told you Santa was going to be excited about visiting us. It's because things are just warm all over with 63 in Louisiana, 71 in Texas, some 70s showing up in Oklahoma as well, 52 Kansas City, and 59 right around St. Louis. So, things are looking good. Things are looking up. Literally. And as we head into those overnight hours, of course, following suit, you can see by midnight, 59 degrees, 57 by 3, and 56 there by 6 a.m. Filled with that patchy fog, becoming more dense into those morning hours. So hopefully you don't have anything planned until later on into the morning. Futurecast does highlight exactly that. Watch how these foggy conditions start to build overnight due to that moisture being overhead. Of course, that gradually starting at first and then really picking up into those 2, 3, 4, even 5 o'clock hours of our Christmas morning. So heading out the door, that's the only hazard that we're tracking. Don't have to worry about getting in the way of Santa or any reindeer. I think they're going to be back home in the North Pole by our morning commute. But yeah, it's just going to be that fog coverage for our Christmas morning. But looking at those low temperatures definitely stands out. 54 in Amory, 56 in Houston, 58 Greenwood, and 59 Tunica, Clarksdale, and South Haven. A warm one, a mild start, but definitely a gift for this time of year for where things usually are here in North Mississippi. As you see, 35 degrees at the top left of your screen. That's our average for this time of year. So Futurecast on your Thursday, what are we tracking? What are we looking at for your Christmas day? Of course, continues to remain on the drier side. And as we pull that up right here and expand it out, you can see high pressure still remains right overhead like we tracked just a moment ago. And that continues to remain in the Magnolia State up until those mid to late morning hours. Now, as we get into our afternoon forecast, you can see that the high starts to push a little bit further away. Whenever it does that, due to this clockwise circulation, that gradient wind gets a little bit stronger. So those breezy conditions starting to build there in North Mississippi by 10:30 on your Christmas morning and really starting to build by the afternoon forecast. So foggy starts. I think the end of our foggy starts, at least for a little bit of time, will wrap up by the time we wrap up our Christmas morning. So beyond that, things definitely look up and look better for those morning commutes. So heading into our Thursday afternoon, you do see high pressure pushing away, but our forecast still remaining dry because of how strong that ridging pattern is. So that'll keep things dry for our Christmas lunchtime, our Christmas afternoon, and yes, our Christmas evening. But high temperatures, just buckle up for what you're about to see. A warm forecast for sure, and I feel like that's an understatement. With 77 Tupelo, Amory, 78 around Houston, 76 New Albany, 75 Greenwood, Kosciuszko, and 73 towards Louisville. Now, our normal is 54 degrees, but that's not the number I want you to pay attention to. It's the number right beside it. That record, 78 degrees set in 1987. Well, what is it, Throwback Thursday? We may be doing exactly that all the way back to 1987 based off how it's going to feel outside, potentially tying that record, maybe even setting a new one depending on how warm those temperatures do get. But luckily, our forecast stays dry through the entirety of our Christmas holiday. And if we expand things out, we can see that we're not far away from rain chances. A lot of that going to be attached to that warm front well up into Tennessee and Kentucky. But we're watching that cold front back behind it. That's inching closer and closer. That line of rainfall going to be attached to it. But once it gets close to North Mississippi, it reaches a stop sign. and it doesn't go any further past that point and just starts to recede all the way up there into the north and the northeast and taking all of that moisture with it before completely collapsing, and that system not going to be as impactful as what it once was. So nothing really driving our forecast, nothing providing any showers, so we are staying dry for our Friday as well. This is on your noontime Friday, and if we bring it back in here to North Mississippi, we can see that those rain chances don't ever increase over the top of North Mississippi. So we're continuing to stay dry for our Friday, wrapping up our holiday week, wrapping up a great Christmas week as well. I hope that you guys have had a Merry Christmas. It's just such a joy to get to spend time with you guys, spend time with friends and family, and I hope that you guys are getting to do so this week. So 6 p.m. on your Friday, remaining dry, partly cloudy skies, but not putting any damper on that high temperature forecast. 78 Bruce, Houston, 75 Oxford, 74 Boonville, 75 Starkville, 76 in Vernon, Alabama, 76 Belzona, and 76 around Clarksdale. So your Christmas forecast, like we talked about a moment ago, is going to be a warm one for sure. Starting out mild and foggy with 57 degrees and getting into the afternoon, 76 back into the forecast. So Christmas gifts, hopefully you get some outdoor activities that you can take outside to enjoy, because with a warm forecast like this, you're going to want to be outside at some point during the day. No matter when you go, it's going to be nice and warm for you. But not just that, we're also looking at a Happy New Year forecast. And you can see right here, New Year's Eve, 48 degrees, New Year's Day, 46. Do you believe it? It's been a while since we've seen numbers this low, and we're definitely going to see a much colder forecast with plenty of sunshine. I know I'm excited for it, and I hope you guys are as well here in North Mississippi. But that entire 7-day forecast, there's a big shift that we're watching heading into this weekend that's allowing that colder air to move into North Mississippi. So mid-70s continue into Saturday, into Sunday, and that frontal system is going to move in Sunday night into your Monday morning. And that's where the temperatures start to drop. 59 dropping to 34, 74 dropping to 41, and beyond that point, our low temperatures continue to get lower with the low 20s Tuesday morning. And I believe I had my dates wrong yesterday. I was thinking Tuesday morning was our New Year's Eve. No, Wednesday is our New Year's Eve, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter, with 23 degrees for a start of our New Year's Eve. So layer up, bundle up, because 2026 will require a jacket. Something we've probably not used in quite some time. So I hope that you guys are ready and haven't let those long sleeves get too far away from you. Okay, I want to look in chat here real quick. Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope that you guys have had a wonderful Christmas Eve, and that has carried over into what should be a very Merry Christmas heading into tomorrow. I know it's going to be a warm one, but I think that based off what I'm reading in chat, everyone's excited about that forecast. I did see one comment asking, where's Matt? Matt is enjoying some time with his parents up in Kansas. I took the whole family up there, so they're having a great time. But another Christmas gift added to it. Might get an appearance from him tomorrow. He'll be walking through that forecast a little bit live from Kansas. So a little cool thing that we get to do at Mississippi Live Weather is we can go live from anywhere to talk about your Mississippi forecast. And of course, that gives us the opportunity to always have eyes in the skies. And trust me, we do here at Mississippi Live Weather. And so I appreciate you guys for trusting us with that. And I hope you guys are excited to get to see Matt coming up on your Christmas. Well, speaking of keeping eyes in the sky, there's one individual that's up there right now. Let's go ahead and get a look at, we're gonna go look at this first, and then we'll come back to those Christmas traditions. Your Santa tracker. Yes, Santa is out and about right now and has reached the United States and North America. Out there in New York City, that's Santa's current location right now, working his way through the towering buildings there in Manhattan, heading over to Indianapolis next, going to visit the Colts a little bit, those Colts fans, and that is his next destination. And then beyond that point, kids, I hope you're ready to head to bed, because beyond then, he's heading over to Tupelo, Mississippi, right here in North Mississippi. So if you're not in bed by the time Santa gets here, well, then I don't know if you're going to be getting your presents. So you got to head to sleep at some point tonight so he can make sure to drop those presents off for you for Christmas morning. All right, let's get back to those Christmas traditions, because this is something so fun that I wanted to show you guys. This is something we put out on Facebook earlier on today to ask you guys what traditions you do whenever it comes to Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. And here's a few that you guys submitted. We talked about it at 6, but here's some additional ones. Having grandparents over for Christmas morning, and that's for breakfast and gifts. That was Denise submitting that one. I love getting family over to enjoy watching, gifts be opened, but also get to just eat and have a meal with them and talk about, life. Christmas is a time to sit back, settle down, and relax and enjoy some great times with family and friends. A big one, of course, the whole reason for the season. Mel captured it perfectly. Celebrating Jesus' birthday. Tonight we went over to my wife's granny's, and I guess my granny too, and we were doing a little program before we ate dinner, and one of the songs we sang was Happy Birthday, the Happy Birthday song, but to Jesus. So highly recommend it to you guys if you have not done it at home. Is such a fun time, but also gives you the reason for the season. So shout out Granny, always capturing that, and shout out Mel as well for really putting an emphasis on that this Christmas season. This was mine at the bottom. And you guys probably have no idea what it means, but if you do know what the pickle is, go ahead and put that in the chat. First one to find the pickle opens the first present. So giving you a little background on this. My family, they bought this green pickle ornament, and we had this tree in our living room. There's a lot of ornaments because, of course, my sister and I have grown up, and they got an ornament for us every year, and a family ornament. So it built over time. And so whenever we got this pickle ornament, they would hide it in there. We could never find it. So at this point, like, it would take an hour and a half at one point, and we were still sitting there searching for this dang pickle ornament. So we finally found it way in the back, and it was like, you know what? There was so much effort in finding it. The first one to find the pickle gets to open the first present. So that's what started the tradition, and I hear that a lot of folks do it as well. So I hope that, you know, there's someone in the chat that understands what I'm saying, but it is a fun time for sure, and we definitely, it adds something to it. Okay, Pat, you do not know what I'm talking about? Then go get a pickle ornament and start it. And then the first one to find it gets to do it. And my wife and I, we started it. Of course, it's a battle between the two of us, and usually she wins. So who knows, maybe this is my year. We'll see what happens. But either way, okay, Brenda knows about it. Sweet. Okay, that's validation that I needed to wrap up this Christmas Eve broadcast. All right, guys, it is 10:22, and I know some folks need to get to bed. So Santa can come into town. He's not too far away, and he'll be here before you know it to give you those presents moving into Christmas morning. Of course, I hope that you guys do remember the reason for the season, but I also hope that you guys do go ahead and download that Mississippi Live Weather app, free and available on iOS and Android. And speaking of gifts, being able to be here with you guys on Christmas Eve in North Mississippi is one of the greatest gifts that we could ever ask for here at Mississippi Live Weather. Such a great community, and we cannot thank you guys enough for being here, supporting us, and of course providing validation in the chat as well. So we just cannot thank you guys. You guys will always be our friends and family, and thank you for trusting us with all of your weather information and, of course, gabbing with Gabe at 10 o'clock. All right, our next broadcast is going to be coming up on your Christmas morning. Our chief meteorologist, Matt Lawpon, coming back into the broadcast to walk through what to expect on your Christmas day. He'll be back Christmas evening as well to tell you a little bit more about that forecast. We just, again, appreciate you guys. We hope you guys do have a very Merry Christmas, and we cannot wait to see you guys back here on Mississippi Live Weather on your Christmas.
It's Friday night y estamos activos. Head out early. Drinks flowing for 11.
No sé qué pasó. I didn't even drink that much.
Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.